So there are two in this intestinal blockage. There are two types. There's the partially blocked one, and then there's the completely blocked one. Thank God in all of this. Thank God God did it in such a way that the one I had was partial. The one I had was partial. So I took my result back to the doctor where I had my baby, and he explained that mine was partially blocked. My small intestine was partially blocked. That was why I couldn't eat, because when I eat or take liquid and the food or liquid gets to that place, that small intestine, that part where that has the blockage, I threw up. So liquid or food couldn't just pass. Hey, I've never known fear like that. And part of the I just went, yes, Google. Google was my best friend then. I had to go on Google. I read scary stuff. I read it could lead to death. I read this. I read another a method of treatment involved surgery. Oh, I said again, I was so scared. Ha! In all of this, I was still feeling the pains. So I was still feeling the pains. My mom was still at home with my baby. My baby was just taking milk. Okay, formula. So they had to admit me in the hospital again. So the treatment for this partially blocked small intestine commenced, and involved me staying 14 days without eating, without drinking. I had to stay 14 days without eating, without drinking. I was just on drip to keep me hydrated. Ooh, I was so hungry then. But it is what it is now, Abby, right? So I stayed for 14 days without eating, without drinking, so that my bowel, my intestine could rest, and the pressure from my intestine and bowel would reduce. After the 14 days rest of my bowel, I they had to pass an NG tube. What's it called? um I can't remember the full name for it. That is this transparent, you know, when you have your drip, when you're on drip, that transparent pipe or tube, yeah, that transparent tube that links the drip to your body, something like that, but a little bit bigger. They had to pass it through my nostril, this left one. Yeah, I remember. God, I was so scared. They had to pass it through my nostril. Ooh, I was scared. Doctor said, "Madam, when when the tube gets to your throat, just act like just just act like you're swallowing something, man. Whew, act like you're swallowing something. Hey." So they got this tube attached to something like a cylinder, and they brought it to my bedside. I was scared. Oh. Hey, the tube was so big. They passed it through my nostril, pushed it up. You know, when we did biology in secondary school, or English, when we did oral English, there's this diagram of a head, hmm, that shows the mouth, the oral cavity, and the nasal cavity. You know how there's a space behind the nose that goes down to the throat. That was what came to my mind when the doctor started. He pushed. I held the doctor's hand. Oh God, I was so scared. It was not exactly painful as he was passing that thing, that tube. It was very uncomfortable, and it was okay. He passed the tube up my nostril, behind my nose, and bent it down into my intestine, and he kept pushing more of the pipe, of the tube, in till he got to that place I had the blockage, and they had to push a little and then leave it there. Then that cylinder attached to the NG tube outside draws out everything blocking that intestine, that part of the intestine that has the blockage. It pulls it out. I stayed there like that, with the nose still attached, with the tube with the NG tube still attached to my to my insides. To my inside. Yeah, I stayed like that for like 45 minutes, 1 hour. Whoosh, I was tearing up, I was crying. Tears were just coming out. I couldn't control the tears. And they told me, Madam, don't cry. The more you cry, the other nostril that is open will get blocked with mucus. It will get blocked with mucus, and you won't be able to breathe properly. Truly, as I was crying, this side got blocked with mucus, and this side got this side had the tube from the tube, and then I just had to open my mouth so I could breathe though. I beg. So I could breathe. After like 1 hour, the doctor came back and pulled it out. As he pulled it out, ooh, it was still very uncomfortable. He pulled it out. Ooh. When he pulled it out, I saw um what the pipe has extracted. Slimy kind of stuff, slimy white, some like mucus, like just gummy slimy things that came out from the intestine. And after it, I was asked to rest like a day before I went back to my baby. Man, it was a trying time. It was a trying time. That was when I knew. Normally, before I had that baby, I'll just carry my bag. Maybe when I go for antenatal, they'll just tell me, when I go for antenatals at 9 months now, maybe a few days to my due date or a few days after my due date, and I go for antenatal, they just check me and say, you're already like so centimeters dilated. Call somebody to bring your bag, or go and bring your bag. Madam, see your bed, have your bag. And before you know it, one pump pump, I have my labor, in my contraction starts. Before you know, I'm done with labor, and I push out the baby, and I think it's something easy. I think it's something I think it's by my power. Just doing this my third baby, I knew that going to the labor ward and coming out alive with your baby is nothing short of a miracle. Hey, that's when you know life is sweet. Oh. That is when you know. Eh? When you are in pains like that, when you are there praying, when sometimes you don't even know what the outcome of a certain treatment is going to be. When you are just there in the mercy of those doctors. That's when you know life is sweet. That's when you know life is sweet. That was what I passed through. What I passed through when I had my third baby. It wasn't easy. And thank God mine was partial, because I heard the doctor also told me that if God forbid it was a complete blockage, they had to take the woman back into the theater, open up your stomach, again, then bringing out your intestine, looking for that particular part that is blocked, cutting it off, because some people's own even twist. The intestine even twists. Not even gets blocked and then gets twisted. You know, when you watch, that's when we used to use those cassettes. You know how sometimes the tape gets tangled. They said sometimes it gets tangled like that. So the woman gets back into the theater, they open up your stomach again, then they bring out that part of the intestine that is completely blocked or twisted and is being cut off, and then resewn and put back into this woman's stomach, and her stomach closed back. Man. Oh, thank God for me. Oh. Thank God for me. Even after I got back home, after everything, 2 days later, I noticed that my navel started swelling again. It was becoming big and soft. So what kind of wahala is this now? Is it after this one again or another one again? What kind of wahala is this? Is it a crime to have a baby? But thank God this one was just minor. It filled up with pus. And I went back to the hospital again. At that time, I became a regular customer there. I went back to the hospital. The doctor, he just did this. He just performed this one in his office. I didn't have to get admitted, or I didn't have to start going to a theater. But in his office, I was lying down. This normal bed you lie down when you go for your antenatal checkups. He just used this syringe with a needle, and he injected into the navel. It wasn't painful because it was filled with pus. Just injected into the navel and drew out the pus. It filled two big size syringe. The pus filled it and it showed me, madam. After it, the navel went down. Oh, that was it. And the next time I had to visit the hospital was during my 6 weeks checkup. This is a form of testimony, truly. This story doesn't even begin to cut what I felt at that. Doesn't even begin to tell you what I felt at that moment. Oh, I felt fear. I prayed like I've never prayed before. Anyway, women are strong, oh, truly. Women are strong. Anyway, we've come back. We've come to come to the end of this story time. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it doesn't scare you off childbirth. I hope it doesn't scare. It's a form of testimony. All right, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. If you have any questions, I'll try my best to answer them. Bye bye.